Hey, Stewart's Chapel, Don Pierson here, and Don Counts behind the camera. Say something, Don.
Hey.
All right, you heard him. That's about all you're going to get from him. He often laugh. Every now and then you can hear him chuckling. Anyway, we're here at the church office, and this is Thursday's devotion, and we're in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 10. Listen to that, 10:10. The Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief, that's Satan, he comes. The thief does not come except to steal. That's why he's called a thief. And to kill and to destroy. God, Jesus says, I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Have you ever been in the presence of a thief? There's all kinds of thieves. There's husbands and wives that rob from their children because they're so busy about themselves. They rob their children their time. So busy trying to make more and more and more that they rob from their children themselves. There are spouses that rob from their spouse because they're off giving themselves to another man or a woman. They rob, and they'll rob their children. You can rob in many ways from those you love, and it seems today that there's no shortage of that. In fact, it's so much the norm, no one even seems to feel guilty about it or even concerned about it. We have created a nation of thieves where everybody wants something more from someone else. In fact, we tend to think that about our government, and even our own government is dealing with thieves. I don't know whether you've ever been robbed. When I was young, when we were young, our home was robbed several times there in Illinois. I remember the fear that it would create the first time we realized we had been robbed. They had taken out an air conditioner window while we were literally in the house asleep. Taken out of the kitchen, crawled in and took what they wanted and went right back out and never put the air conditioner back in. But we didn't find out until the morning. Robbed. There was a thief in Belize City. Now there's probably more than one, but this one I knew. I never knew his name. I would tell my wife about this thief all the time. I told my kids. I told the other missionaries. I don't think anybody believed me. I didn't have to go to Belize City, and I tried not to go to Belize City. The first time he tried to rob me, I thought, okay. But the next time I was in Belize City and he tried to rob me again, I thought, what? The third time, in the 6 years we were there in that area, going and coming, and not every week, and tried not to go every month, but it became a norm, and it didn't matter. Belize City is a pretty good spread out city, a lot of people, but it didn't matter where I went in Belize City. This particular man found me. Now here was the thing. This man never knew that he was always trying to rob me. He never got anything from me because I learned quickly never to carry anything that was accessible to a thief when I was in town, but it never stopped him from robbing me. And the reason is he never realized that he had tried to rob me over and over again. As time went on, I got pretty bold and brave, and I would tell him, say, do you not realize you do this to me every time? Of course, he didn't. He was always out of his mind on drugs, and that's the reason he robbed, was to keep his habit. We were getting ready to leave. My wife wanted to get her hair done for our trip back to the States. Well, she told me that meant a trip to Belize City. I did not want to go. I told her and the kids, I said, I do not want to go to Belize City. I guarantee it. That guy will find me. Well, they had never met him, seen him. None of the other missionaries did. So they said, no, where we're going, that's not where he's going to be. Well, we went. Well, we got to the hair salon when they were closed for lunch, so we're standing outside. Streets filled with people going back and forth. Lunch hours finishing up and people getting ready to go to work. I looked down the road and guess what? Here he comes. I told my wife from a long distance, I said, Trish, there he is. You watch him. Out of everybody here, he's going to come right to me and he's going to try to rob us. And sure enough, that's what he did. But you see, that was my last time in Bailey City. I knew it. And this missionary came undone. And I just chewed him out. Everybody in the street stopped and were listening. About that time, the owner of the salon came up, and she, oh my goodness, pretty soon, this American just got to step aside as all the Belizeans came upon that thief and took care of him. Needless to say, he ran away, and we went on. No one has ever since then in my family ever questioned me about that man, because they all realize it was true. The enemy doesn't always work that way, but he does come like that. He always recognizes you, and he comes unceasingly, continuously. He's always coming for the purpose to take whatever God has given you. He'll come quickly. You can be in a worship service, and God can fill you up, and before you get out the door, He's right there to take it from you. He doesn't want to just take from you. He wants to kill whatever it is, the very life that God has given you. He wants you to live as though you were poor and dead. It should be impossible for a Christian to live spiritually poor and spiritually dead. But these eyes and your eyes have seen some. And you've heard the enemy came like a thief. And they no longer seek the Lord for what He has. They become bitter or unforgiving. Anger, their joy is gone, their peace is gone, filled with fear and worry, anxiety, all the things that are not supposed to be in our life. When you think of them or hear their name, you don't think of their walk with Christ. You think of maybe bitterness, anger, unforgiveness, fear, distrust, anxiety, pain. Don't let the enemy rob you and kill that which God has given you and wants you to live on. You see, God comes to give us peace, faith, trust, forgiveness, grace, mercy, gentleness, spirit of long-suffering, kindness, hope. Love you, Stewart's Chapel.